What's up, internet? It's Elog, and I'm back with another video. Today we'll be drawing mannequins, and I have a guest with me today, Teresa Moses, aka RT with Ree, who's gonna be drawing mannequins with me. So, Risa,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about your process. What's your thinking behind what you're doing right now, and about the whole thing.
So Jole actually introduced me to this technique because he saw me struggling and he was like, "You're so weak, man. It's time to get buff. It's time to get big and strong." And I was like, I'm not gonna listen to you. And then I actually did this method and I was like, oh no, he was right. It actually does work. So at this point, I think what I mostly look at at the very beginning is probably what is the line of action, where is the pose leaning towards, and then from there try and focus on what is the direction of the torso. I think the torso is kind of what gives me the most information. I think the torso and hips, when I think that I've got that down, then I feel pretty confident on how to pose the legs, how to pose the rest of the body.
Oh yeah, now that's so real, man. I feel like once you have the abdomen, like your torso and your hips, that's the most important things, you know. And then the head comes next.
Yeah.
And then your limbs, of course. But yeah, man, I see you doing one with two characters here. How do you spend like 5 minutes on one?
No, I cheated.
You cheated?
That one, it was actually 15 minutes. Actually, no, I'm kidding. You could see I barely finished that one. I barely got anything down there. But I really liked capturing the twist in the one girl.
Yeah.
That was one of the most. Well, that to me is one of the most fun things about breaking up a pose into a mannequin, is like showing that twist.
Yeah.
That's always really fun.
Nah, that's brave. Like doing two characters is brave though. How do you find like doing two characters? Because I find it like one challenging but also like fun. Once you finish it, I feel like I always surprise myself. But what's your opinion on doing like two characters, like one drawing two characters?
Well, firstly, I think I should be honest and say that I didn't have much time to pick these poses because I was sabotaged once again. Jole was picking poses. I didn't know that we were picking poses. I thought we were going to draw from the same reference. So I was out here struggling. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be boring, so let me pick something interesting. So I picked two poses and then I regret it.
She did not have a time limit, just so you guys know.
No, don't lie to your audience. He wanted me to fail. And it's fine, it's okay. He sabotages me in multiple ways in this video, but it's okay. We'll get to that later on. No, but I think it's really fun to also broaden my knowledge on characters interacting, because I think I often find myself falling into the trap of, you just draw your one character in a wide open space. In a void, but no background. no floor, nothing. There's no light source.
No shadow.
You don't know where they are, but they're somewhere.
Yeah.
So I think, specifically for this exercise, to force myself to have two characters interacting with one another, I think that stretched that part of my brain that was weak, as Jole likes to say.
I don't think guys, just so you know, a lot of these things you're gonna be hearing from Risa are just things that have been taken out of proportion.
Don't believe him.
Madness.
Don't believe him.
What do you think about this pose? I often really like drawing plus size models, like
for sure, really nice shapes.
Really nice shapes, man.
This pose, oh my goodness, again, I felt so pressured. Jole was literally like screaming at me like, you need to get done, we need to start drawing. If you don't start drawing, I'm going to like be so upset with you, I'm gonna be so angry. And like he was pressuring me.
So mad, bro.
I was so tense. So I ended up picking an insane pose like this with all the foreshortening and the perspective, the angle. It stressed me out. You can see the amount of times that I go in with the lasso tool and I'm like, no, the legs go like this. I think they go like this, or do they fit this way?
Do they go like this?
But for the most part, also very good challenge to do something I wouldn't typically do, but something that I do struggle with when it comes to this mannequin method is feet, breaking it up into feet. Like I think I still think of the feet as a 2D shape, not like a three-dimensional box that rotates and moves in its own way, which I see that you do, and I admire that, but it's so annoying how you just do it like without even thinking. You're like, oh, I'm gonna throw in feet, and then I'm out here like, I don't know where the feet are facing. My hips are not where they're supposed to be.
Yo, man, hips. Oh no, hips.
I heard you complaining about hips a while back.
Hips are like, they seem like, when you look at hips, you might think, nah, they're probably easier than it is to figure out, you know, the chest or the rib cage. But the thing about hips is, for me anyway, it's so, like, you can barely tell what's under there. Like, you don't even know where what is or which direction it's facing sometimes, and it's like, man, it's tough to like get hips and legs to look good.
Oh my goodness, I'm just looking at that foot that I drew. Oh no. Cut the video. Stop the video.
Perry the platypus?
No, how dare you? How dare
Perry
you?
the platypus?
Okay, so now do you guys understand? I wasn't telling lies. He disrespects me like this all the time, okay? So I'm not telling lies. You just heard this. Perry the platypus is crazy.
Mad work.
But it's accurate though. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ugh. Scrap the video. This is terrible. What is this? This is
video.
horrible. I'm heartbroken.
We're gonna have, probably in December, we're gonna have a before and after of Risa's mannequin feet.
Yes.
And when they look good,
Sis,
don't forget.
That's not motivating. You know that.
When they look good, don't forget I'm the one who forced you to get them to look good. Okay, all this sabotage work, you better I don't know. You better,
It's okay. I'll pick up the slack. I need to do more studies on feet, because you know the thing is, like, I don't even understand the muscles that make up the foot. You know, so.
Have you ever done a foot study?
Never. Not really. Not beyond like what we do in studio. Just like the quick 30-second ones.
I feel like, man, I don't know when's the last time I studied, like I did a study, but I feel like at one point, especially before I got hired professionally, I would like study like feet one day, or just study. I remember I do like hands a lot, or heads. Have you ever tried doing the 100 heads challenge?
I've seen artists do that, where they're like, oh, let me do 100 heads in one head a day, and I'm like,
now it's like, I don't know, okay.
Well, I saw someone do one head a day for 100 days.
Were they like painting them or something?
Yeah, it was like full illustrations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And all that.
That makes sense.
And I was like, that's a lot of heads to do. I feel like I would get bored after a while. I would want to just do something completely different. I'd be like, I'm sick of it.
Yo, I would do 10. Is it 10 heads? I want to see if I'm lying. Maybe I did 5 actually. I used to do 5 heads a night. And I don't know how many days, but every day I do 5 heads. Like I would force myself to do them before I slept, and I would kind of treat them as like a warm up of some sort. Even though I did them, it was the last thing I did. I don't know what to call that.
It's more like a cool down of the day.
Yeah, more like a cool down.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like I'm cooling down. I'm turning it down.
Heads are so complicated.
Heads are tough, bro.
They're so complicated. Like,
heads are tough.
If it wasn't for that Proco video where he breaks it up into essentially a box, I would be so lost.
Yeah, man.
Because the amount of times we would draw heads in studio, and I would see how Khole like just masters the perspective, and I'm just sitting there crying in a corner, so angry with him. And then I'd be like, why does your head look like that? Look at mine. My perspective's off. The chin looks crazy. Neck looks crazy. He's like, the head is a box. The head is a box. maybe because he told me, it's like the circle that I would start with is very limiting. And at first, obviously, just like with everything else that Jole says, I ignored it. And I was like, I don't trust him. I don't trust this advice. And then I watched the Progo video, and I was like, oh, he was right again.
Progo, no.
I was like, damn it, no. And then when I started actually practicing doing the head in a box, I'm like, it is so much easier this way.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So much easier.
No, the thing is, I get where you're coming from, because I used to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, at some point you see how limiting it is to a two-dimension, like, your head's, the sphere doesn't show any direction, man. Sphere has no direction. It's just circle. That's the thing about the sphere. But I feel like heads are such a funny thing to get a hold of, because for me, the Proco thing wasn't even the big aha moment for me, because that's like some of the first things that I used to watch. But my heads, for the longest time, I've never been happy with my heads. And then I watched another tutorial and another one, and I feel like once you start like looking at how other people do it, like how differently other people approach it, how differently other people, you know, where different people start. Because sometimes, you know, people start with the eyes, some people will start with the chin, or some people will start with just the head, no eyes, you know, which was always like scary to me. But now I draw, like, I'll draw everything else but the eyes. I'll leave the eyes last, not because I'm confident that I'll do them right, but I wanna put myself in a position where it has to be good, because everything else is good. And if I fuck up, I fucked up the whole drawing. So I just put like massive amounts of pressure on me myself.
Great advice, right?
And it's worked.
I mean, I get that though, yeah. Then you force yourself to not be lazy. Like, you have to put in that work to make sure that it looks proper, because now you've spent that time already on this drawing.
Yeah, but also not to overthink the head too much, because sometimes you'll start with the head, and then you spend so much energy on the head, and now it's looking good. Now you're too precious to add the body. Now you're like, damn, this is a good head. I don't want to have to draw the neck. How does the neck connect?
Yeah. How do you start what's the first thing you think of when you're like, okay, I'm breaking this down into a mannequin?
It's between two things. I'll either think about the head first, or I'll think about the chest, that chest box chest.
Yeah.
Wait. I just made a connection here. Do they call a chest, you know, like treasure chest?
Yes. Where are we going with
chest
this?
In a box?
Yes, a chest and a...
Do they call it chest? Why do they call it treasure chest?
Because it looks like a chest. Is
like
that what you're trying to ask?
Yeah.
I don't think it looks like a chest.
But it's... Okay, anyway.
I don't know. Maybe it is. But if I look at a treasure chest, I do not immediately just like think of a chest. But maybe it is. Maybe you're onto something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, excuse my ADHD. We're back. I think either about the chest or the head, and I just think about direction. Like, I think about it in a three-dimensional space. Where is it facing? At which angle? And which side can I see more of? Which side do I see a little of, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think about the gesture, so I'll do like a very rough line of action, and then kind of start trying to follow that. And then I'll look at like counterbalancing, or just because sometimes maybe the chest will be tilted right. So that means the pelvis will be tilted left.
Yes.
So if sometimes I'm like drawing something and I'm not sure, like if I can clearly see, okay, the chest is tilting this way, but I can't see where the pelvis is tilting, I'll just make the assumption that it must be tilted oppositely. So I'll draw it as such, and then I'll kind of like try to make everything else make sense.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously the limbs last, because they're pretty simple. It's just like parallel straight lines, and then showing you know exactly how tilted towards the camera is it, or tilted towards a certain angle is it.
When did you first hear about the mannequin method?
Damn, that's a very good question. I don't know. I would say Proco, definitely Proco, but I don't even know when this is, because you know me in time, like I I don't know.
Yeah.
Definitely high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like doing a lot of Proco stuff. But Proco, man, shout out Proco. I'm not even gonna.
He's doing God's work. Really is. He's
yeah.
teaching the masses. He's doing amazing stuff.
Yeah, and he's making bank, bro. Watch this one video.
Really? How do you know? How do you know?
How do I know? I'm pocket watching.
Oh,
I'm chilling.
crazy.
I'm kidding. This is one video about him, but I think he makes it 6 or 3 million
Whoa.
per year from courses and shit, dog.
Oh my goodness.
We're getting to that bag, yo.
Man, should we start a course? Should I start a course? Damn.
Dog. Yeah. But anyway, this was the last drawing, I guess, or the last drawings. We're definitely gonna be coming out with more. I hope you guys liked what you guys saw. It's gonna be a short one. Would you like to hear us talk more? Question mark. We'll hear.
Let us know.
Yeah. Any parting words, Risa?
Besides all the trolling that I've done today, I sincerely do really appreciate the opportunity to be on your channel, man. You're doing such cool stuff everywhere. So I really am honored to be here, and I'm excited for what we're gonna do in the future.
Amen. And thanks for coming. Thanks for joining.
Of course.
I think later we're gonna go more into detail about you as an artist and as you know, a personality, because one, I noticed that you're low-key famous in the art world in
hey, I don't know about that one. I don't know.
And you have art scenery and stuff like that, so next video definitely gonna get more into that. But yeah, man, peace. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.